Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and you know what I'm gonna say. If you're new to the channel, thank you for checking it out. And man, today we go back to the 80s. Not a great special effect type video or anything. You know, this is a no frills channel. Just gonna show some games that kind of impacted my life in the 80s as I was a kid, and what led me into gaming down the road. So we didn't have any consoles growing up. It just wasn't in the cards for us. So there's going to be some arcades in there, because that's where, if I had some quarters, that's where I would definitely get some gaming in. And there's a couple of games on there where I was able to play at some friend's house, and those will also be in the vid as well. So, but yeah, let's just dive into some 80s goodness. And as always, thanks for watching. Gaming in the 80s, man. Here we go. This was it right here. This was the big way for me to game back when I was younger, because we couldn't afford consoles for our house at the time. And we'd save up some allowance, and we'd do some odd jobs. Like I'd go rake leaves at people's houses, or do whatever, man. Scrap together a few bucks to go play whatever was the hit arcade at the time, or even if it wasn't a hit arcade game. I mean, we just to be able to play video games. Man, this was just such an awesome time. My first and favorite arcade of all time is Rampage. That was the first arcade game I ever fell in love with, and I'm lucky that I have a recreation with the arcade 1-up here in the game house. I love having it just to play like old times. But yeah, if it wasn't for arcades and being able to go to some friends' houses, I had a lot of friends too growing up during this time period that actually had consoles. They had the NES, and they had the Sega Master System, and they'd be like, "Yeah, dude, just come over, man." And I just go. Their parents would let me stay as long as I wanted. I mean, sometimes we would even have dinner there, and that really helped my fuel my passion. And luckily, a little down the road in about '89, when the Game Boy came out, I was surprised to get one, and I'll get into that into another video. But man, what a time! So it takes us into Rampage, of course, right? We're gonna go right into Rampage. I mean, I just told you about a minute ago, this is my favorite arcade of all time. The first time I played this, I don't know what it was about it. I think because I grew up as an Illinois kid, proud to be from Illinois. I moved around so much, though, but Illinois actually is my home state, and this starts off in Illinois, and I think that was one of the maybe not big factors, but it was a pretty deciding factor, I think, to make me love the game even more. But man, this is just iconic, fun, just mindless, just smashing, destroying buildings. It's just really, really great to play this. And yeah, this will always be forever my favorite arcade of all time. And I was lucky to meet Brian Collin, the creator. He actually signed a litho for me, and I've got that displayed behind my arcade here in the game house. Just an amazing human being, man. Super gracious. Looking forward to seeing him again this year at some cons and expos. So here's another one, man. Space Harrier. Dude, I will play this on anything, anywhere, anytime. And if I remember correctly, when I first played this was actually a sit-down, almost like a racing style cabinet, like the racing seats, and you had like the arcade stick to move around. But I would say right now my most favorite version of this is on the Sega Astro City mini arcade cab that I got. I had that version on there, and it just to me is like my favorite one to play at home right now. But dude, this game, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if a lot of people are gonna agree with this pick, but man, this is just one of my games of the 80s. I loved it, man. If I had quarters, an endless stack, I would play this for hours on end. So, and it's not even the best part is whether you beat it or not. You just keep playing games like these to see the further you can get and the higher the score you can get. And that, to me, man, is that's good enough. Here we go with some Star Wars, man. Are you kidding me? This was like the future. I didn't actually play this one, obviously, when it very first came out. I don't think I was quite old enough yet, but I do remember playing it probably a couple years or so after it had been out. And man, to go and play, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, the movie was so awesome, and then here you were, like, living the movie. And to see these graphics back then, I mean, similar like this and Tron and stuff like that, man, you just felt like you were in the future, man, and nothing was ever going to get better than this. So, but it, obviously it did. But man, what a killer game, man. Gauntlet's another one that I have also. It's part of the Rampage arcade 1-up that I have here in the game house, and this is another one that I could just play for hours on end. And the arcade, same. I remember playing. I believe my brother played a lot of this with me as well. This is just one of those games that you can just, find different shortcuts. You can warp to different exits quicker than unless you want to go, the longer route. You have that option too. But man, Gauntlet is just forever gonna be one of those games. I like to just sometimes just come into the game house and sit down, and just play for a little while, and maybe just have on like hockey game in the background or something, and yeah, it's just a good way to relax. This was big though for me in the 80's for sure. All right, Galaga. Man, I don't know if I like this one as much as I also like Galaga 89, but this was this is the one I played first, and obviously it was very impacting for me, and I just hearing that beginning song when the game starts up. I don't know if any of you watch Grandma's Boy, that movie, but I love in the beginning that they start off with Galaga. And then another cool thing is Ridge Racer, which is in my top 5 racing games ever for the Sony PlayStation. That also, you can play this in the beginning while you're waiting for the game to load. So, iconic game, man. I love it. If I go to arcades even today, I'll try and find, like, they have like these modern versions now of Galaga where they're just like huge screens, bigger, better, just amazing. And I try and look for those when I go out. All right, Outrun, man. Dude, I love making videos, man. Like, just because I get so excited even when I'm watching these clips while I'm talking to you. It just takes me back just looking at the video. I did pretty terrible here on this one, trying to record the footage. I don't know if I was just distracted or what, but I love Outrun. I play all forms of Outrun. My favorite currently are the 2 on the original Xbox. Those are just fantastic, amazing versions of this classic here. But you can't go wrong with this one. This one, no matter what, it seems dated, but it's still fun, and I love it. All right, this takes us into what console gaming I had in the 80s that I was able to play due to some friends. These are all at friends' houses. I didn't have a console myself, and I would just go to friends, and they'd let me hang out and play as long as I wanted. And it was nice that their families, basically took me in. Living in Rhode Island, it was a small area. We were living in military housing. My father was in the Navy at the time, so I had a lot of friends in housing that I could go to. And I mean, if you ever seen a military base and base housing, it's pretty large. So the chance of you having tons of friends is pretty great. But yeah, I won't say their last names because I don't know if they would want that on this video or not. But I will just say Doug and Jason because they're their first names. But I went to Doug and Jason's house a lot, and they not only had the NES, but they also had the Sega Master System as well. But I remember specifically Jason calling me Christmas morning when he got his NES, and it was a little while after the NES had been out. But it was amazing. He played it over the phone so I could hear it. I just wanted one so bad. Ninja Gaiden, same thing. I can't remember the friend's name of the house that I went to play this, but I know they were just probably about 5 or 6 houses down the street, not even. It was the nice thing about playing or hanging out with friends, in that base community is that we did more than just play video games. I mean, we also went out and we'd organize baseball games, ride bikes, skateboard, G.I. Joe toys. We'd get together, Transformer toys. We'd all just pool our stuff together and play these massive battles outside. But yeah, those days for when you just wanted to do something indoors, man. It was nice to go to friends' houses and they had systems to play. Ninja Gaiden was one of those ones. I did not beat this boss in this clip either, so I know you're all disappointed. Okay, and then this takes us to Shinobi, which again was at Doug and Jason's because they had the Sega Master System. And the Sega Master, when I first saw it, man, I think I loved it immediately. It was just so I don't know, I guess exotic looking, just the way it didn't look anything like the Nintendo at all, just completely different. And they had a lot of similarities. They both had their own light zappers and same style control pads. But yeah, first time I played the Master System, I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. And Shinobi was that first game that they got, and it was really cool that they let me hang out and play it when they just got it. I mean, every time they got something new, I was always one of the first to come play it with them. So it was a great game. And then I put this in here, but I'm not going to say why, because I have another video coming out that explains why Tetris is in this video. And if you want to watch it, it'll be out this week. And if you're watching this video later, you'll just have to understand that it's a video that you'll have to look for, because you'll be like, well, what week was he talking about? But these were my picks for the 80s, and I owe a lot to the arcades and my friends, and it was just such an amazing time, and I appreciate everyone just for checking out the different titles that I had selected. That meant a lot to me. All right, well, that was those are my picks. Like I said, it was a little not, I guess, arcade heavy, but there was definitely some arcade picks in there for sure. Yeah, dude, I'm always gonna pick Rampage. It is my favorite arcade of all time, and like I said, I in the video I did get to meet the creator Brian Collin, and he signed a litho for me back here on. That's actually behind my arcade one up over at Rampage. I wish I had the original, but arcade one up was a little more affordable for me. And yeah, the home consoles, man, if it wasn't for my friends, being able to go over to their house and spend hours learning these games and playing these games with them, I don't know. I don't know if I still would have kept gaming or wanted to keep gaming, but definitely the Game Boy, which I didn't allude to too much about why the Game Boy or Tetris in the video meant as much to me, because that's going to be in another video this week. So if you want to watch that one and you're interested in Game Boy games, I'll have another video, and I'll give you a little bit more insight as to why the Game Boy and Tetris was very impactful for me when I was younger. But yeah, I mean, that's it. Hopefully you guys like the vid. Please, like I always say in the in the videos, like in the comments, let me know what impacted you if you were a gamer in the 80s, or let me know even what gaming you got into growing up in your in your childhood. Just I appreciate everyone watching as always. I'm always going to say thank you. I'm always going to just be extremely happy if just a few people watch it, man. And, it's like I say in most of my videos, man, we're all just looking for the next thing to play. So thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video.